I have tried filming this video without coming across as a hoarder, but I've realized that is impossible. Hi, my name is Sylvia, and today I'm gonna try to figuratively and almost literally get the skeletons out of my closet. So for the past decade or even more, I've been collecting every art supply, every craft material that has ever belonged to any member of my immediate family, and in today's video I'm gonna go through every single one of them. Some of these items might be decades old, some are more recent, some we had to buy for school projects when we were children, some I got as Christmas presents or birthday presents, especially the pricier items, and some I even bought with my own savings. Let's see what we have. So this is the pile of craft materials and art supplies that I have in my childhood bedroom. I've put everything on the floor so I can go through every single thing one by one and tell you a little bit about it, but I'm gonna keep it brief because there's a lot of things. Starting off in a very random order, we have notebooks, an entire pile of notebooks. So these are the little ones. More notebooks, smaller ones, and bigger ones. But these notebooks are a bit special because I customized them. This one, I made a painting of galaxies. They look horrible, but I made this when I was in middle school, and galaxy print and galaxy everything was very popular. And this one has a leaf. We've got Barbie and leftovers from probably elementary school, middle school, high school. Now, this is a charcoal set. I've never used it, but I wanted to take up drawing and my mom got me this. It comes with a wooden case, like a big box. It's got pencils, charcoal, erasers, blending tools, everything you could ever need. And I want to give this a try. Now we've got 2 sets of washi tape. Again, they were very popular on every crafting YouTube channel back in the day in the 2010s. I bought a whole lot of washi tape that I never used. Actually, the only time that I used it was to cover up the brand logo of these notebooks. Now let's go through embroidery. I've done like 3-4 embroidery projects, cross-stitch projects in my whole life. And one of them was this one. I finished it. I have it at home. Before that, when I was a child, my sister and I wanted to cross-stitch some pillows for her dorm in college. And this was my project. It was supposed to be a squirrel, and I quit halfway. This little thing over here was a weaving kit. I don't really know what the purpose is of this kit. I guess for children to experience what it's like weaving fabric, and I did my little swatch of fabric. It was really cool, but again, this is really small. You cannot actually get in anything out of this. Still with embroidery, we have embroidery hoops. Is this Ada fabric? Fabric for embroidery, embroidery hoops, patterns to make letters and little scribbles, and a bunch of buttons. I don't know. This is a kit for a scratch painting. I don't really know what it is, but you scratch it and you get a painting out of it. Specifically a painting of 3 polar bears. Now, we should tackle the Pastels collection that I have. I've never ever in my life used Pastels, but I have like 3 full kits of Pastels. This one, I believe comes with, with pastel pencils and a kneaded eraser, and it's in the shades going from black to brown to orange and yellow and white. This one is just the Pastels, and it's a bit more colorful. These ones are a lot cheaper. They're from Lidl, and it's got the entire rainbow. And again, I've never used Pastels in my life. I don't think I will even enjoy Pastels, but I have a lot of them and I should try them at least and make something out of them. Continuing with art supplies, we have a set of pencils going from the 4H to a 6B. 12 pencils. I have used them, a few of them at least a few times, to make some school projects. They work just fine, and again, I've always wanted to learn to draw, just like the charcoal set, so I hope I learn to draw. These are watercolor pencils. I don't even know what that is, but I have an entire set of them. Again, everything that has this brand on, it's from Lidl. Also from Lidl, 2 sets of watercolor markers. No idea what they are. I don't even like watercolors, but I have a bunch of art supplies related to watercolors. Oh, it's not 2, it's 3. Let's continue. Oh, my Prismacolor Premier, also expensive art supplies. And I bought the set of 72. And I did use them a few times. And I don't want to say I was disappointed, but I was expecting, I guess, something different. I probably didn't have the right paper. These are little pieces of fabric that I got at Burger King. Okay. This was a belt. And these are headbands that I used to use a lot, so they are well loved, and I guess I kept them to turn them into some craft project. Here we have shells and chains and random craft materials. Okay, another one from Lidl. These are watercolors. Again, I don't even like watercolors. Liquid watercolors. Here we have more watercolors. These ones were even cheaper. They cost me €2.50. No, wait, it says pounds. But I'm pretty sure I bought them in Europe. So €2.50. More watercolors. Okay, we have 2 towers of watercolor set. These are probably very cheap, and they've been used a little bit. When I was a child, the paint that I used to use was watercolors. So 1 tower, 2 towers. This one over here, these are a bit more professional, and I got them very recently from my sister, who has bought herself another set, and she didn't want this one, so she gave it to me. I guess it's time to start to learn to use watercolors, because I really like the end result. Like, I've seen many watercolor paintings and they look fantastic. This is a bag full of jute thread and fishing thread. Pipe cleaners. I have even more pipe cleaners over there, but yeah, very colorful pipe cleaners. Another thing that belonged to my sister is this paint by numbers kit. She got it on Christmas 2008. I've seen recently a family video of Christmas 2008, and she got this for Christmas. And I love paint by numbers. The problem is that the paint's all dried up, so I will have to mix up my own paints, and that defeats the purpose of a paint by numbers kit. The picture here on the front is definitely not made with this paint by number set. This is an actual painting. Now we have pens, glitter pens and normal pens, neon pens, and markers. Not only 1, but 2 sets of markers. Oh, this is a knitting kit. I don't knit, but I did buy cross-stitch kits when I was a child, and I learned to cross-stitch thanks to a cross-stitch kit, and I thought if I bought a knitting kit it would be the same, but it turns out no, you actually have to already know how to knit to do this, and I still don't know how to knit, but it's gonna be on my 2026 resolutions. It's impressive that I learned to crochet before knitting, even though I already had a knitting kit, but who knows. Oh, this one is really sad. I really was into polymer clay videos, and I never found polymer clay, but I found this clay, air dry clay, that looks a lot like polymer clay, and I never used it because I thought it was so cool that I didn't want to use it up for something stupid, and I kept them for later, for whenever I had an important project or something, and I never ever used them, and they might be dry at this point. More clay. This clay, I have no idea what it is for. It's clay that never ever dries. It's been open for a decade. I used it once for a project thinking it would dry, like Play-Doh, but it doesn't. Oh, we have more watercolors. Another thing that has dried up is an entire block of clay. Yeah, clay. It is solid dry. I have no idea if you can bring this back to life with a little bit of water. If not, then I will throw it away. And if yes, it's always cool to have air dry clay. Well, it doesn't say it's air dry. It just says it's red clay for modeling. This is one of those erasers that you can mold into shape. I also didn't use this a lot because I thought it was really cool and I didn't want to use it up for stupid projects. This is not mine, but I have used it. It's a bunch of balls. These are, it's not polyester, it's poly something, you know, a bunch in different sizes, and also wooden balls. These are beads. These have a hole at the top and at the bottom. Okay, remember the paint by numbers kit that I showed you earlier? Oh, it's this one. The paint was dry, but the paint came in this really cool containers, so I scrape off the dry paint. And I've been using the containers a lot to keep my mixed paints fresh for the next day. These are a bunch of gouache paints. This is the paint that we used to use in elementary school, no, middle school, yeah, for art projects in school. It's probably dry by now. Ooh, the liquid has separated, like, it's got like water sitting on top. Another thing that I had to buy for school are these two acrylic sheets. These were for oh no, this is glass. Oh, I could have cut myself with that. I guess I kept it for some future crafts. But this is an acrylic sheet that I had to buy for a high school project that I never finished because I got really sick and it was the end of the school year. So the teacher let me not do it because I was really sick at home for an entire week. Now more miscellaneous things. A bunch of felt in different colors. No idea where it came from. Marbles. Blue marbles. Tape. It doesn't have glue. I have no idea what this is. But it's from IKEA. So if that means something to you. A few stickers. As I said, more pipe cleaners, pink, red, and yellow. Tulle fabric, a little bit. These are little trinkets and things, little craft materials that came for free in a magazine that I used to read when I was a very little child. So it has beads, glitter, pom-poms, anything you can think of here. And these are also beads, things that you can glue onto your art projects. It's unopened and it was €4.79 at Aldi. If you care, glue, glitter, the only glitter that I've ever owned, pink glitter. Wobbly eyes. Are they called wobbly eyes? Stamps. It's a set of stamps with the paint and everything, so you can make your own stamps. And we are almost done. We just have a big section of papers. One sketchbook. This one was one German mark, the currency they used to have before the euro, so pretty old. Sketchbook from Flying Tiger. This one I used up a few pages. Another sketchbook, God knows from where. This is watercolor paper, also from Flying Tiger. This one is a notebook that I bought online, and it's a sketchbook for, specifically I bought it for those Prismacolor pencils. And I didn't really love it, but I guess I should give it another try. Paper for drawings. This is transfer paper. Another different type of transfer paper. Another sketchbook. more watercolor paper. I think this one was so bad that I used it for something else. In here I have a bunch of the paper that is specially made for pastels. I had a massive roll in the corner of my room and I decided to cut it up into smaller pieces so I could take it with me whatever I wanted to. And finally, another sketchbook or paper set or whatever it is, but in a massive size. That would be it. Let's hope the camera is still recording. That was a lot of stuff. And the sad part is that my past self, the teenage Sylvia, collected all of these things because I dreamt of being creative, of actually making stuff. But the reality was that I never had time to do it. I was always busy with school stuff, I was tired, and whenever I had a little bit of time, I would just go on my phone. So now, my adult self is facing a massive stash of things that have barely been used. And this video has kind of made me sad. For one thing, I have realized that that girl had a problem, and on the other hand, I'm sad that that girl never got to do the things she dreamt of doing. Now I kind of want to honor that child that wanted to be creative by actually using the stuff that I got throughout all of those years, because I feel like I owe it to myself to at least give it a try. So what I'm gonna try to implement is what the internet calls a project pan. This is usually used in the makeup and skincare community, and it refers to using what you have and not buying any more until you get rid of your entire stash. I still think that concept can work in my problem, the art supply stuff. So for one, I will not be buying any more craft materials or art supply. That I can do. I can say that for the past 12 months, so for the past year, I haven't bought a single thing, apart from maybe running out of glue or a specific shade of acrylic paint and going to the store to replace it. And B, actively using what I have. So I will try to find projects that will force me to use up a lot of material at a time. And third, I will no longer hold that mentality of preserving the good stuff for the future, for a project that is worth it. Because at the end of the day, I've learned that art supplies and craft materials are made for being used. And that is what I'm gonna do, use it. I'm also contemplating gifting away and donating some of it. I don't really know how to do that. I will have to look into it. So on this channel, I will try to document the process of using up my stash of art supplies and craft materials. So if you want to see what I'll be making with this stuff, I hope you stay tuned to this channel. Although my next video will not be related to this topic, but I still hope I see you next time. So have a nice week and bye!